are you doing, Leo? It's June 2024, Dadhichi here with your monthly forecast. And as we animate the chart, beginning June 1st, you see there could be a little bit of tension here between your social appetites and what you feel you should be doing there in the workplace. On the 3rd of June, Mercury moves out of this 10th house position. You probably get all your paperwork finished. It then moves into this 11th house, accentuating the need for social life, for expanding your circle of influence amongst your peers. And if you keep your eye out on the position of the moon, you'll see that that also is going to have an impact here in the first week of the month. But look at all of this energy here. It's almost as if it's a little too busy when you've got too many planets there, and especially when we see the new moon taking place. As I mentioned, it's time for you to rethink what friendship really means. And I've talked about this in the past. It's incredible. Do an experiment for yourself and just say hi to a couple hundred of your friends on your social media platforms. And I'd be curious to see how many of them actually respond. We'll do a little bit of a social experiment. I mean, the definition of friend has most definitely changed in the last 10 or 15 years. Would you agree? I think you would. So I think this new moon is about identifying and redefining the meaning of friendship, identifying who those people are that are worthy of your love and your friendship, your honor and your respect, because respect has to be earned. And it shows us too that this transit of Mars into the 10th house, right at the pinnacle of your horoscope, is a dynamic force, which this 10th house doesn't only represent your career or your professional path, but it represents who you are. Because most notably, those who become successful in their work have wholly identified with their work. They don't just do something, they are what they do. So I think this drive or Martian energy to redefine your identity is going to have a lot to do with and will impact this whole idea of friendship and also relationships, because we see here that recent transit, it's a very, very long and very transformative transit of Pluto, and it's now currently retrograde. They're in your 7th house of marriage and significant partnerships. Also is part of this identity mix. You see there's a square aspect between Mars and Pluto. So this is playing out in your relationships, in your social acquaintances and friendship alliances. You'll notice there on the 17th, the transit out of that 11th house of Mercury and Venus into your 12th house. This is a follow-up to the new moon, because the new moon radically shifts and changes things. It is the beginning of a new cycle for you in that area. But you'll see how to do that. Apart from this 7th house of relationships, you must also go through this past, looking through those areas, and that will happen strongly on the 22nd with the full moon there, casting its influence from the 6th house of work, service, health, into this 12th house of your past activities, your past traumas, those actions, those circumstances, those relationships that really impacted you in a very, very heavy way in your past. All of this is converging here in the month of June for you. There again on the 25th, you see Moon making contact with Pluto. And finally, at the end of the month, you're going to see this retrograde Saturn stationary on the 30th of the month and then retrograde there in this 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. So it's a very, very big month for redefining yourself in the context of your friendships, the context of your relationships, and getting down to the hard work of eliminating those motivations which may not be pure, which may be tainted with all these sorts of past traumas. The reasons we keep it, if you're keeping friends because they're just good drinking buddies, you need to re-examine it and say, well, what is the real reason I'm with this person? Is it anything that's intrinsically spiritual in nature? Any real deep connectivity? Because often you'll find it's not. Think about that. Now, I'd like you to take a look at the additional transit charts I've done for you there at astrology.com.au. Follow the links. You'll be enlightened by some of the things I haven't said here. I've got to leave a few surprises for you. Don't forget to subscribe. We would really love your subscription. That helps us. Like the channel. We can keep you up to date with what's happening. And by all means, drop me a note if you'd like to have a personal reading or have any sort of technical question. I'm more than happy to help you with that. More than happy to see you again next month here. Same time, same channel. Look after yourself. Bye-bye.